All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. Van Morrison has released a brand new song called Dangerous, and rock critics, probably their heads are exploding as they listen to the lyrics of Dangerous and ignore this song's merit. They probably are ignoring the arrangement and the fact that Van Morrison is kind of like a secondary Bob Dylan as far as the way he's able to write poetry and speak to a topic. Van Morrison, as you know, is a thing skeptic. And of course, he was blasted by saying, hey, we need to loosen up some of these restrictions. He was blasted for wanting his road crew and other musicians to earn a living in the midst of continuous and ridiculous lockdowns. And good for him. Good for him. You wouldn't expect this mild-mannered man from Ireland to be such a pain in the rear ends of the establishment, but he isn't going away. He's 76 years old. Vocally, he sounds fantastic. His arrangements on these songs, it's pure ear candy. It's stuff you listen to and you hear all these different instruments. Van is analog and, you know, he sounds great. And the rock media here in the United States actually covered this. And they didn't say anything negative, at least the article that I read. It says Van Morrison debuts new song Dangerous from forthcoming studio album, What's It Gonna Take, which is a perfect name for an album in the year 2022. Dangerous, which is the new album's lead track, is available now via digital formats. The song features Morrison apparently addressing the negative reaction he's received after voicing his views, criticizing the UK's Thing response, particularly the effect that closing music venues had on musicians' ability to support themselves financially. Here's a taste of some of the lyrics. Somebody said I was dangerous. I said something bad. It had to be good. Well, there must be somebody looking, seeing I'm close to it. Maybe I'm getting close to the truth. Ooh, yeah. The establishment can't stand this stuff. They just go absolutely bonkers. The album itself will be released on May the 20th, and you can pre-order now. The 15-track collection. I mean, I was told by somebody fairly close to Van Morrison that he just writes songs every day. Like he sits down and writes a song, and it's crazy how much material is in this guy's head. And certainly just we're watching a legend, and he's been, I want to say, reignited both from the musical side of things and also from the lyrical end, because there's so much material for him to write, because nobody else, guess what? Nobody else is writing this. Everybody else is ignoring it because, you know, hey, they want to be friendly with, you know, certain sponsors who are being funded by pharmaceutical companies and hedge funds and big conglomerates like BlackRock, right? If you know anything about that stuff, it's just all one incestuous pool, and really we're just funding our own demise by supporting those artists, for instance, who want the United States to send $13 billion to Ukraine because, hey, there's nothing going on here in the United States that needs addressing. Anyway, the album will be available on CD as a 2 LP set, pressed on either black vinyl or colored vinyl, and as a digital download and via streaming services. This might be one that you want to get on that colored vinyl. Van Morrison, again, 76 years old. He's a rock and roll Hall of Famer. I think if the Hall of Fame could take an award back. They would probably try to engineer that to get Van Morrison away from his induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. My guess is Van doesn't really care. Van wouldn't care. His audience knows what he's about. He's been putting out amazing music throughout his career, starting with the blues band called Them back in the 1960s. Really a rock and roll legend. Prior to Dangerous, which is the latest single, Morrison released the advanced tracks Pretending and Nervous Breakdown. After going through this, a lot of people are probably nearing that nervous breakdown. Van is, by the way, currently touring the US, and his next performance is scheduled for Friday night at the Beale Street Music Festival in Memphis. You can check out vanmorrison.com to see the full tour itinerary. Lots of songs on this new album. The song has been dropped on YouTube as a record playing, the visualizer, which is always a cool way to share a song. I think this is the black vinyl version, although it does say Dangerous on it, which means it might have been specific to that song. What's It Gonna Take is the name of the album, which is a great title. So again, Van Morrison just doing what he does. I'm sure, again, critics' heads will explode because they want to like Van Morrison because he's one of those guys that typically gets critical acclaim. But now they can't do it. They can't do it because of the subject matter. They're just going to find a way not to like it. I mean, when Clapton put out his Lady in the Balcony album, they were trying desperately not to like it. And one reviewer said, look, based on what this guy's been saying lately, which isn't really that much when you think of it, he hasn't said anything that is crazy or outrageous, but, you know, doesn't matter. They basically said, yeah, we like the album, and it's hard not to like the album. We want to not like it because of what he's been saying lately. And the same thing holds true for Van Morrison, who, again, is an unlikely rebel, but he's got a cause. And quite honestly, it's inspired him to record. And the amount of material that Van Morrison puts out on each album is rather breathtaking, especially when guys who are 76 in the rock business tend to either not put out anything or just try to hold on to their classic legacy and be this oldies touring act or something. Van Morrison is as relevant. Actually, he may be more relevant than any other time in his career. So I would definitely check out this new forthcoming studio album called What's It Gonna Take? And it's a great question to ask because I've been wondering that now for 2+ years, and we continue to be in an information blackout, but there are ways to find the information. You just have to get off the grid and look for it yourself. And when I say grid, I mean the gridlock of mainstream media falsities. Yes, I said it. And I know a couple of rock publications that have scrutinized this channel as some kind of a gossip channel, and that I used the term moron when I described some people who didn't want parents to have rights and so forth. Yeah, I can have strong opinions on things. That's what free speech is all about. That's what this country was founded on. So if you disagree, like Dee Snider used to say, you know, back in the 1980s or whatever, just change the channel. Find something else to watch if you don't like it. That's what I was always told. You know, if you don't like it, you know, don't do it. So there you go. That's my advice to everybody who doesn't seem to understand that freedom means freedom to speak and freedom to share ideas. And that's what Van Morrison is doing on his new album. All right, people. Thanks for watching. See you soon.